The following is a presentation of TFNN.
11 seconds. You've got 10 seconds. The countdown going on right now. Morrow up to Schultz. 5 seconds left in the game. Do you believe in miracles? Yes!
Let's go to Ilka in Boston. Ilka, thanks for calling. Thanks for holding.
How are you?
I'm doing wonderful.
Steve, seriously, you guys are unbelievable. You are doing wonders for all the traders.
Well, thanks. We appreciate that.
The Trader's Edge. Now, Steve Rhodes.
Good morning, all you wonderful money masters and treasure hunters. Welcome to the August 12th magnificent Monday edition of today's opening bell on the Trader's Edge. I'm your host, Steve Rhodes, and I absolutely treasure your presence here today. My outcome, as always, is to help you to become a better money master and to provide you with tools that each of us need in order to lead an inspired life. Because leading an inspired life, folks, that is what it's all about. So let's go look at one of our tools. This is a little combination tool out here. It's a tool I call Know Your Outcome and the Power of Focus. Question for you as we begin our Monday. What are your outcomes for today? How about for the week? How about for the rest of this month? How about the rest of the year? Are they written down? And the question is, how's your progress thus far? How resolute are you about your outcomes? If you'd like to be resolute, then get out a pad of paper, get out a pen. Take a few notes, because when you know your outcome, you can have the time of your life. And time is a really important emotion, a feeling that you want to have. When somebody says, I don't have enough time, they're really saying to you, I don't have enough emotion. If you don't have the time to exercise, well, what somebody's really saying is they don't have enough emotion. If you don't have enough time to eat right, what somebody's really saying is they don't have enough emotion. If you don't have the time to learn a new skill, maybe it's a technical skill, a chart pattern, that you're really saying is that you don't have enough emotion, because time is nothing more than emotion, or a lack thereof. Emotion is about moving forward. Emotion. And to move forward, we must have focus. And focus, folks, that is the ultimate power. You see, focus can change the way we think. Focus can change the way we feel, and it will change what we do in any given moment. When we change our focus, we change our lives. When we change our focus, we determine the direction that we will go, and we will find more emotion. Real happiness, that comes from controlling our focus. And for those of us that fail to focus on our time, on the areas in our life that really matter, what we're really doing is living in a reactionary world, a world where we react to really one of three things: anything that leads to pain, anything that leads to pleasure, or worse yet, other people's demands. So here's the real key to solve any problem in your life, any hurdle, anything that you want to overcome. This is what I want you to write down. Number one, know your outcome. What is your outcome? What is it that you really want? And just do it for 4 or 5 different areas of your life. Maybe it's your career, maybe it's your health, maybe it's your wealth, whatever it might be. Write down 3 or 4 areas and know your outcome. What's your outcome for today, this week, this month, the rest of this year? Number 2, know your purpose. Know your strong reasons why. What is your purpose? If you don't have a strong enough purpose, you will not have enough emotion out there. What is it that you really, really want? Why is it that you really, really want it? That is knowing your purpose. And number 3, this is a simple one. This is know your actions. Know your actions, what are the specific steps that you must take in order to achieve your outcome? That's really your to-do list. So when I say to you, what's your outcome, many of you might even point to a to-do list. Folks, a to-do list, as you can see here, that's not your outcome. Your to-do list are really your action steps. It's the third aspect of being able to accomplish what it is you really want in life. You want to understand your outcome. That's really the bigger plan, the bigger view of what has to be accomplished out there. There's a lot of ways to improve your health. One could be exercise. One could be eating out there. So know your outcome, know your purpose, know your actions, outcome, purpose, action. If you find enough purpose, enough strong reasons why, you'll find the time because you will have found your emotion. Let's go check out the emotions in these markets here right now. We've got the Dow futures. They're off 45 points. Trade out at 15,330. S&P futures down 6. Trade at 16,8050. NASDAQ futures off 6.5 at 3107. Russell 2000 down about 7 points at 1039. The King dollar up 295 ticks, up 29 cents at 81.46. The euro off 52 ticks. Let's see here, currency-wise, relatively stable out there. Goldilocks. Did you see gold open up last night? It was a beautiful thing. Right now, we've got gold up $23 and change at $13.35. That's up almost 2%. Silver up 3.8% right now. Silver is on the rise. We got a little rocket ship now inside silver. That's up 78 cents at trade out at 21.19. Light sweet crude back 69 cents. No big deal out there. That's trading at 105.27. Natural gas, that's up about 9 pennies right now. Trading at 3.31. Copper's up just a bit. Platinum's kind of taking it easy this morning. That has been its own right now. If we take a peek around the globe, see what we have going on over in Europe right now, the DAX is off 19 points, well off of its session lows. The FTSE down 19, also off of its session lows as well. Over in Asia, a little bit of a mixed bag last night. We had the Hang Seng up 2 and a little over 2%, up 463 points. The Shanghai up 2 4/10%. That was up 51. And the Nikkei, which is struggling, down almost 0.75%, off 95 points. Our call-in number, 877-927-6648. If you give us a call, we'll go ahead and take a look at your stock chart, figure out what may or may not be going on with it. Let's start off by taking a look at the ES Mini. If you're watching us on TigerTV, and I hope that you are, what you can see is my chart here on the screen. Maybe you're listening in on the mobile device at TFNN.mobi. Second best way to listen to us. Well, you got the radio. That's a nice way to listen to us. You got TFNN.mobi. You got your digital radio out there. And then, of course, this show, which is going to stream live to all those smart devices out there just by going to the homepage of TFNN.com. Over on the right-hand side, you'll see that little button with all those little devices, gadgets, widgets. Click on that. The show will stream live, and you can get the archive of this on Channel 9 as well. And if you'd like to see these charts in HD, it's the only way to really see them. Just go join the Tiger's Den. Everything in HD. We can take a look at price here. We're looking at the 30-minute chart, the real EKG of the S&P out here, of the real markets. We can see price moved down into a low right here on the 30-minute chart at 5:30 this morning. Got down to a level of 1675 and a quarter. Was getting down into the extreme oversold. RSI reading at that stage about 22.8 out there. What was also taking place was some expansion, some Fibonacci expansions of swing points. One was a 1.272. If you're looking on my screen, it says 1.32. Go ahead and give it a little bit of room. You know it's 1.272. It's 1.618. It's also 2.618 that are numbers that we're looking at. When those numbers are converging in a market that's getting into an extreme oversold condition, what is it going to do? That's right. It's going to bounce, and that's what we have going on. So if you woke up at 5:30 and you saw that the S&P futures were down 10, 11 points, whatever it might have been at that stage, and now you're wondering, my goodness, it's bouncing back. Why is it doing that? Well, you just need to understand the elasticity of the markets, the rubber bands out there. You need to understand relative strength, relative weakness. How about Fibonacci expansion? Because all of that can answer the questions. So now what we have going on, as you take a look at that 30-minute chart, just a bounce that we see here inside the market. Let's go take a look at the larger picture out here. Let's take a look at the daily picture. Daily picture, very important out here. Muy importante, because as we take a look at Friday's close, the number that we were looking at was 1685.75. The close that we actually had on Friday, 1685. That's right, 75 cents below the May 22nd swing point. Right now we're trading at 1680 and a quarter out here. Is it that we've got index number 2, futures index number 2, that's now into the May 22nd swing point? Well, we'd certainly know if we go take a look at the Dow futures here. That's been the weak link in the entire chain out here, well below the May 22nd level. That high out there is 15,335. This is trading at, let's say 15,523. I just got to read the right number out there. It's at 15,523 right now. It's trading at 15,335. 331 out there. And what the Dow futures have also done is they broke that hammer candle. That hammer candle was actually formed here on the session of August 7th. You know, you break a hammer. If you're long, you're wrong. What does that mean then in price? It means price is going to come back, and it's going to test this rising price channel that's coming off of that November 16th area. We're going to want to really pay attention to it. What's the exact number? Pretty tough to give you what that exact number is. Depends on which day it is that it hits it. If we were to hit it today, I can tell you right around the 15,050-ish range. Tomorrow, maybe it's 15,075 or so. If we take a look at just simply retracements, if we go from that June 24th low all the way up to the high here inside Dow futures, which was on August the 2nd, the 0.382 retracement level, the dead cat bounce is 15,170. It most certainly is going to head towards that. That would be nothing for it to move down there. That's just a normal move. 0.618. This is going to be interesting out here because that number, which is the real normal move, is 14,904. For it to get to 14,904, it'll have to break through that rising price channel out there. If it breaks the rising price channel, what price ought to do is try to get back inside. If it can't get back inside, that will become another area of overhead resistance. Right now, resistance inside the Dow futures is most certainly that May 22nd high. But what we've got today, what you want to be paying attention to today, is a close of the futures. If we take a look at the daily chart, because you see the daily chart right now of the index, you know, that doesn't show that. The futures obviously traded a bit longer than the index that closed at 4 p.m., and so you'd want to know that little bit of a nuance. So again, inside the S&P futures contract, 1685.75 is the number out there. You get another day close below that. Now you've got two indexes in where? That's right, in the lower part of the range. You want to talk about ranges? Well, let's go take a look at Goldilocks. Let's go see what gold is doing, up $27.50. Now, the sphincter muscles of that non-reportable group is going to start getting pretty tight here pretty soon. We have not yet seen a short covering rally. We'll see a short covering rally when we start to see maybe about a 100-point day to the upside here. But right now, where gold is trading into, Goldilocks is trading into that July 24th swing point. The low on that, 1312.70. The high, 1348.70. What gold is really doing, what Goldilocks is really doing, is she is trading into that April 16th big downdraft high volume day, 1321.50. You get a close above 1321.50, guess what? That old resistance area may now become new support, 1321.50. There is an A to B equals C to up that is in play right now. That'll go ahead and take Goldilocks into about the 1487-ish. I say 1546 looks pretty good to me as well. 877-927-6648. We'll be right back, folks.
Who says you can't take it with you? TFNN says you can. With your mobile device and TFNN's live radio streams, TFNN has put it all in the palm of your hands. No special apps to download. No subscription fees for live radio or TigerTV streams. We say you can.
Now let's go over to the dollar, because the dollar is going to be the generator. It is the generator of basically higher dollar, lower market. And what the dollar has done, and this whole uptrend, folks, has just gone sideways. The way it works, folks, is this.
We say you can. The Tiger Financial News Network. Smart investors and professional traders know you can. TFNN.com. Educating investors. With the launch of TigerTV, TFNN has brought our programming to the next level. With TigerTV, you can gain access to each host's charts and computer screens as they host their daily stock program. Whether it's Tom O'Brien, Steve Rhodes, Basil Chapman, David White, Larry Pesavento, Andy Hecht, Victor Jones, or Terrell Martin, you can catch all of our technicians hosting their programs live and archived on TigerTV for your viewing pleasure 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. If you haven't checked out TigerTV, then visit TFNN.com and see what you're missing.
McEwen Mining is a high-growth, mid-tier producer in the Americas with a market capitalization of $1 billion. Experienced mining executive Rob McEwen, as chairman, CEO, and president, owns 25% of the outstanding shares of McEwen Mining and has put in place an ambitious business plan with the goal of qualifying for inclusion in the S&P 500 by 2015. With $70 million in cash and liquid assets as of the end of 2012 and completely debt-free, McEwen Mining is poised for growth. Production in 2013 is forecasted to grow at 24%, reaching 130,000 gold equivalent ounces, and over the next 3 years, McEwen Mining projects that their production will increase to 290,000 gold equivalent ounces, almost a threefold increase from last year's totals. If you'd like to find out more about McEwen Mining, click on their banner on the front page of TFNN.com or check them out on the NYSE or TSX under the symbol MUX.
Patterns, profits, and peace of mind.
Are you looking for a precision edge in the market? Something that can stack the odds in your favor? Then look into Larry Pesavento's trading newsletter.
Patterns, profits, and peace of mind.
In each weekly issue, Larry explains what's going to happen in the markets based on the pattern he sees developing and gives you actionable trade ideas based on those patterns. Plus, you'll get his detailed analysis on a variety of markets and sectors, including stocks, treasury bonds, the gold market, oil, the dollar, the Forex market, and more. You'll get access to all the patterns Larry is seeing in the markets, plus the Astro Harmonics and powerful Bradley stock market model that Larry utilizes for less than $5 a day. An extremely potent combination that will give you the edge you've been looking for. Try Patterns, Profits, and Peace of Mind absolutely free for 2 full weeks. That's an $85 value. Yours free when you register right now.
Get Larry's Patterns, Profits, and Peace of Mind.
And get the edge you've been looking for.
Many of our new listeners have heard about the Tiger's Den, but wondered, what exactly is it? The Tiger's Den is a lively community where professional traders and investors can meet, exchange ideas and information in a comfortable, moderated atmosphere. Hear all of your favorite TFNN shows, plus see all the charts as they happen live during those shows, and have access to all those charts. You can test drive the Tiger's Den absolutely free for 30 days. It will greatly enrich your knowledge of these markets. Details on the Tiger's Den are on the front page of TFNN.com. Steve takes your phone calls now, toll free at 1-877-927-6648. Internationally at 727-445-1044.
Welcome back, folks. Dow futures off about 50 points right now. So let's take a look here at the ES Mini. Go back to that 30-minute futures contract. And as it was making that low coming into 5:30 this morning, making a nice 1.272 butterfly buy pattern coming from an oversold condition. We can see that oversold condition working its way off. It needed to do that either by moving sideways or bouncing higher. The likely bounce in here, and this will tell you if there is any kind of strength as we come into the market open, the likely bounce will just take you up to 1684. 1684 would be nothing more than the dead cat bounce, the 0.382 retracement coming off of the high, the top where that trend line is, that little declining trend line that we see out here. The high at 3 o'clock in the afternoon, 1697 was the price point, all the way down to the 1675. 43 range out here. We'll see if, in fact, that is an area or if we're going to start seeing some selling right from the get-go, because the oversold condition has certainly been worked off. If we take a look at just simply the last leg down, this is the leg down coming from 2:30 in the morning this morning all the way down to that low. You can see that what's taken place so far is a bounce just to probably about the 50% level, just slightly above the 0.382. But I do expect what we should see, and this is where we get a lot of information, folks, is whether or not there's a bounce up into about 1683. Now remember, a normal bounce out here on this type of a pattern would take you up into the 1688 level. That would be the 0.618 area. So this is really important to be paying attention to this pattern, because 70% of the time that is the bounce that you're going to get. And if we don't get that bounce, boy, is it telling you that the bears are truly out to play now, that they are in full control. We know that bears have actually had control of this market here for the last now 2 weeks. That wasn't last Monday. It was the Monday before, if you took a look at the New York Stock Exchange, where we saw that bearish reversal where the bears actually took control of the market. Yeah, it's been a market that's been out there testing that May 22nd area. In fact, if we go take a look at the actual index itself, this is going to be key today. If we take a look at the S&P 500, just as an example out here, what it has done the last couple of days. So this is a critical trading session, on a slow Monday in the summertime, but 1687.18 is going to be key. That level has been tested now on 2 separate occasions last week. It was tested on Friday. It was tested on Wednesday. What's also key out here is that trend line, the trend line that takes us all the way back into the November 16th low. That's your first touch point. December 31st is the next touch point of the trend, and that runs us right into the area of April 19th as well. And so we have this little convergence, little diagonal convergence along with horizontal, both of those being support areas. And if that area breaks, what does that set up? Well, number one, you're back inside the lower range, the lower trading range, back below May 22nd. We know we've got high volume certainly at the June 20th level, so 1624.62 should be the first area of support inside the S&P 500, but there still is a high volume bar down there. It's not as high as the downdraft from June 20th, but still a pretty decent high volume bar on June 24th. And that is ultimately, if you break the trend line, ultimately where price will move to. If we take a look at the 200-day exponential moving average right now, that's at 1563. That June 24th bar runs for anywhere from 1588 at the high down to 1560 out there. So that is the likely target if, in fact, the S&P 500 closes today under 1687.18. That will be the second index below. Now, if we go back here to the we were taking a look at gold earlier. I mentioned that silver, high-ho silver, is gotten some real strength here lately. Take a look at that bar. That's trading at 21.23. Silver made that nice move down to the 0.618 retracement just a few trading sessions ago. Last Tuesday, I believe it was, on August the 7th. Nice wide-ranging bar coming off of that area on the 8th. Now what the silver has done, silver is now up and above the B point. The B point is July 22nd out there. That high was $20.57. Volume on the continuous contract shows 22,000 contracts already today, 39,000 contracts. So we've got silver is on its way. Where's it going to head to? Well, take a look at that C to D leg. Silver is explosive off of that C to D leg. That sets up probably a move to 22.97, maybe 23.89 before it decides to back off. But the 1-to-1 is 21.49. Is that where silver's going to stop? Absolutely, positively. Well, I don't know. Not. It is most certainly not going to stop there. Can it pause there? It most certainly can. It's not in the overbought condition, but you do have to pay attention to that relative strength index. Right now, that is at about a 64% level. That'll be on its way up to 80, 82, 70 for sure, but probably somewhere between 70 to 80. 877-927-6648. Be right back, folks.
Has the current market volatility continued to stop you out of trades when the market spikes against you? Now is the perfect time to open up an account with Nadex. Nadex, the North American Derivatives Exchange, is a brand new, completely regulated Chicago-based exchange, and unlike most other exchanges, Nadex allows you to trade directly through them with direct market access when using their completely free trading platform, which also features real-time charts and full customization capability. One of the advantages of trading with Nadex in volatile markets is that your risk is always capped and you have the ability of keeping your trades open even when the market spikes against you. Nadex is completely brand new with a line of unique trading products that are unavailable anywhere else. See how it works at nadex.com. That's NADEX.com. Or click on the Nadex banner on the front page of TFNN.com. Futures and options trading involves risk and may not be appropriate for all investors. With the stock market flirting with all-time highs and volatility back, Now is the perfect time for a 2-week free trial to Market Insights. On Monday, June 24th, Tom O'Brien closed out all 5 open positions in his daily newsletter Market Insights, with all trades being profitable and ranging from a 2.23% gain all the way to more than an 11% gain in just one position, for an incredible 32.7% profit combined between the 5 trades. Let Tom O'Brien's years of market experience work for you. If you'd like to see for yourself what kind of trading newsletter Tom O'Brien delivers to his clients each morning, then now is a perfect time to sign up for a 2-week free trial to his daily newsletter, Market Insights. In a volatile market like we currently have, the potential for fast market moves like we've seen recently is a trader's dream. So don't wait any longer. Sign up for your 2-week free trial to Market Insights today at the front page of TFNN.com. With over 3 decades of commodity trading experience, Andy Hecht has developed a system that combines both technicals and fundamentals. He calls this approach Technomental, and now you can put it to work for yourself with his brand new service, the Technomental Commodity Report. In this weekly newsletter, which comes out each Thursday morning, Andy gives you his analysis of the market price direction bias using fundamentals, and then specific trade recommendations including entry and exit points using technicals. The recommendations in the newsletter are always based on stocks and ETFs, so a futures account is not required, and Andy will often use options in the recommendations as well. Andy will tell you where to get in, where to get out, and he'll outline the risk-reward profile for all recommendations. To get your month-long free trial to the Technomental Commodity Report by Andy Hecht while locking in the low introductory rate, visit the front page of TFNN.com today. Daryl Martin coined the phrase diagnostic trading, and we're happy to announce that his diagnostic box spread analyzer has finally been released. The Diagnostic Box Spread Analyzer helps you easily identify the best box spreads on Nadex in seconds, plus you receive access to the diagnostic deviation levels, as well as step-by-step training videos teaching you how to trade Nadex spreads so you can quickly master the mechanics of this simple yet powerful trading instrument. By pulling live data from the Nadex exchange, the Diagnostic Box Spread Analyzer does all the math for you, calculating risk, reward potential, distance to break even for both outright spreads and spreads used to hedge the underlying market. Visit the front page of TFNN.com today to get your 2-week free trial to Daryl Martin's Diagnostic Box Spread Analyzer and gain access to the valuable information it can provide when trading the Nadex box spreads.
This segment is brought to you by Think or Swim. For more information, just click the Think or Swim banner on the front page of TFNN.com.
To the races. We got the Dow down 49 points, trading at 15,376. S&P off 7 at 1684. Composite down 13 at 3646. Russell 2000 off 5 at 1042. Google down $7. Apple up 3. Microsoft down 2 ticks. Intel up 7 pennies. Cisco up 10. To the upside, you've got Apple up $3 and change. You've got Galectin, G-A-L-T, is the ticker symbol. Therapeutics up 37% this morning. That's a nice little whopper to the upside. Of course, you got the big whopper to the downside, and that is Vical Inc. Vical, V-I-C-L, is the ticker symbol. They're taking a 60% bath this morning. That is after a termination of a melanoma trial out there. We'll take a look at that stock chart. I hope nobody out there is holding on to that. To the upside, you got a lot of gold. You got the Rand Gold is up $1.87. It's up 3%. The Pro Shares and so forth, they're up. Steinway Musical, LVB, is the ticker symbol. What do they got here? They are up about 8% this morning. It's Superior Acquisition. Okay, so they're under an acquisition. That's what's up with that stock out here. They're being acquired by Kohlberg and Company. So, okay, so that's what's behind that move. Let me see what else we have popping to the upside here this morning. It's going to be a lot of gold. Agnico Eagle AEM, that's up 4%. Cliffs Natural Resources up $1. Other than that, LinkedIn is up $1, and the rest of them on my sheet here are just basically Goldilocks silver stocks out here. The downside, you've got Google. Tesla is off about $6 right now. That may be setting up an island top reversal. We'll check in on that a little bit later in the show to see how that actually trades here during the morning. Alexion Pharmaceuticals off about $5. Charter Communications down 2. Vical, as I mentioned, VICL, that's off 61% this morning. Goldman Sachs down $1. ISIS Pharmaceuticals off $1.50. Not a ton of damage to the downside here as we speak. So let's go check in on some of these stocks here that are popping and dropping. Let's go take a look at this Vical, VICL. Let's go see if by any chance it's trading into a volume bar at all out there. This thing down 60% with big volume. So even if it was trading into a volume bar, it's probably not likely going to be that kind of volume. Let's see out here if we can pull this thing back. And no, this thing is, I'm going to have to put this thing on a weekly chart, maybe a monthly chart. Let's just put this on a monthly chart for us and see just how bad this thing is. Man, look at this. At one point in time, folks, back in May of 2006, it was up at about $8. Right now it's at $1.38. It's on its way down to the lows out here at around $1.04. This will be the first and last time we take a look at this stock chart. Let's move on to something else out here. Let's take a look here at, let's go take a look at F5 Networks. That's bouncing to the upside. That's up about 3%. FFIV is the ticker symbol. Let's go see what that is trading into. And this thing here had broken down just a while back out here. This is well off of its highs. This thing did break down back on the trading session of April 5th, down with monster volume, 12.4 million shares. But this morning it is up above that area of resistance. It held that resistance area pretty much last week on Thursday and Friday. And that was the breakdown session from April 4th that had 2.1 million shares. As price was pushing up there, it was also pushing back into that area on light volume, 1.7 million on both Thursday and Friday last week. But today it's moving higher. Let me see if there's some kind of news report on F5. Nothing that I see out here, but it is should run into some resistance out here pretty soon. Give me a moment here to actually just do a couple of other things on this stock chart. Let's see what else we've got here in this. So it's up above the 200-period exponential moving average, so that is a positive. It's had 3 gaps, but not a 3-gap play out here. Looks like I need to update this chart because this candle's not making a lot of sense. So there was a high-volume bar on July 25th, but I must have some a bad tick or a bad piece of information in my system out here on July 25th. That is a shame. I have to delete it and come back into it. So where is this thing headed to? Well, we take a look at up and over the area here that should now perhaps act as a resistance is going to be this level of about 86.69. That's that high volume break. This also runs into some resistance area right up here on this downdraft of February 25th out here. So am I seeing this as a change in trend? Not necessarily exactly, but it is off of its lows, nicely off its lows by quite a bit. Lows were $67 out there, but not a trade here that I see. Let's continue. I want to do here, what we're going to do today during the next couple of hours is, I didn't get a chance to do this over the weekend, but before I began the show, I run scans of the entire S&P and the NASDAQ and the Dow and a number of other areas looking for both bullish and bearish reversal signals from the prior week. And so we're going to go ahead and actually do some of that. Let's take a look on the bearish side here right now. So the first stock that shows up on the weekly chart is Biogen, BIIB. That showed up as a bearish engulfing candle from last week. Now, I haven't checked that out. We're going to change this to a weekly session out here. And this has been one of the stronger stocks inside the biotech area. But we want to take a look at the weekly chart and see what it did. So here's our bearish engulfing candle. We can see actually it has several of them. There's several reversal patterns out here on the weekly chart. Remember, weekly chart is going to, and this, take a look at how this moved into an extreme overbought condition, getting up into the May 31st, that little doji candle up there. Well, the 3-candle configuration here, this nice green up-thrusting candle, the week of May 24th, that doji candle, followed up with that June 7th little down thrust. Now, pay attention to the body of the candle out there. That's what's set up on a weekly basis, an evening star. So you've got some significant resistance at 242.64. That's the high of that May 31st area. Price then went ahead and moved back up, and as it moved back up, you had a nice little reversal signal, nice big bearish engulfing candle the week of July 26th. So it gives you an idea, as far as resistance lines, when you're drawing them on a chart pattern, you're going to have your ultimate resistance, but you want to use these as guidelines, kind of like Jack Sparrow. So there's your ultimate resistance. If BIB closes above May 31st, that'll be a strong move to the upside, and that'll have gotten over some reversal areas. And then you got to figure out, what's the next area where it will move to by taking a look at some of the other leading indicators, AB equals CD patterns, Fibonacci expansions, tools like that. But as we take a look at areas of additional resistance out here, you can say that certainly is a resistance zone because that bearish engulfing candle on July 26th. And then last week as well. See, the market has really still been in a move higher. So these two qualify as bearish reversals. So BIB has got some significant resistance out here. Now, from a volume standpoint, it hasn't exactly broken down. So that's actually a positive for the stock. It got into the extreme overbought condition, needed to work its way off, and has not exactly broken down. But where could this thing move down to? Well, the key here is going to be what happens as it gets down into the swing point here of June 21st. It's trading inside that candle right now. 9.7 million shares at the lows. If it breaks below that swing point, your next logical spot on this would take you all the way back to January 18th, so all the way back to the beginning of the year, and that's from the 139 to 144 level. If volume does come out of this is what you have to be paying attention to, which is key, is that high volume bar down below, which takes you to June 24th a year ago. So we got June 24th of 2013, well, 2 years ago, June 24th of 2013 that we're paying attention to as one of its benchmarks. Happens to be the week of June 24th, 2011. That's got the high volume on it at $103. So that would be a real big haircut. I'm not saying that's going to take place, but when you trade any type of stock like this, any type of equity, what you do need to know is where are those high volume bars at, because when things fall out of bed, that's where they are going to fall down to. So that was on BIB. We can see the resistance. Another one that showed up on my scan here this morning was Costco, C-O-S-T, one of my favorite stores. So let's go check out its bearish engulfing, get an idea for what it is doing. Let me just erase everything off of this chart here, and we'll start afresh. And so do this, and then we're all set out here. Now, got to change it to a weekly chart out there. What was I thinking? Good question. So let's take a look at this. Let's go ahead and delete everything. So if we take a look at Costco, first time that we have seen that was a bearish reversal signal right here on May 31st out here. Now we've got another one. So you've got, let's see if there was any other patterns that had completed out here inside of Costco. What a nice move this thing, nice expansion once it got above the resistance level, which was really the highs of 75.23 out there. And it got above it with a clear shot going back to August in 2011 out there. In fact, you can see the actual consolidation that Costco was in. We'll go ahead and mark that consolidation, and we'll go ahead and move this box up there. Here's in consolidation patterns. Those are beautiful things. Here's the consolidation that Costco was traveling in. Once it broke above that area, that set up a price projection equal to or greater than. You can see the equal to took us all the way up into the price point of when we saw the bears last show up, which was the week of June 7th out there, when they had that nice little bearish engulfing candle pattern. Once price got above that, it's moved higher. So right now the key on Costco is old resistance becomes new support. And so this becomes the key for Costco. It's trading right into it right now. We'll give it just a tad of room. That resistance line was the May 31st high, 115.77. It's trading at 115.98 right now. We'll see if that actually contains Costco. Because old resistance becomes new support. No real big breakdown here. In the case of Costco, what you'd like to actually see it do, because it's a nice-looking chart, is pull all the way back down into that June 24th area. So this is one you want to go ahead and put on your stock charts as something to pay attention to, in my opinion. And that's going to be the low here of the week of June 28th. That, by the way, that is 107.44. That'll take you, I'm sure, to the June 24th candle out there. What's nice about that is if you move back to the left-hand side, you'll see you've got that nice high-volume move up on November 30th, and that the week of November 30th, 2012, that's at 104.50 out there. So that's where there should be some pretty decent support around 104.50 into that June 24th level, and that might set up a decent buy inside of Costco. Nice-looking trend out here, no real breakdown inside of that equity. So now let's go back and take a look at the 30-minute chart. Let's take a look at that butterfly pattern. Nice wide-ranging bar. So what we're going to see, and as I say, it happens 70% of the time out here, is when you take a look at these butterfly patterns, where is price going to bounce to? In this case here, you can see we're up in through the 0.382 level. That says 1688-ish is the target for the S&P futures out here, assuming that it can get there before it moves into an overbought condition out here. And the next area to really be paying attention to is this little trend line that has held as a resistance line, and that would be somewhere probably around 1690 or so out here inside the ES Mini. The change in trend most certainly has been in place in the New York Stock Exchange for the last 2 weeks. Maybe you ask me the question, well, what does it take in order for the bulls to take control of the market? It would be, I believe it's right around 1903 or so, but that number maybe I'm off by a few. Let's just use 1910. So it would be 1910 net advancing issues, and what we have right now is 274 declining issues out there in the marketplace. So don't be fooled. What's really taking place in the markets is really opportunities to sell, not buy. This is not buy the dips. This is sell all the rallies out there, and that's what we're seeing unfold. So you've got gifts that are being presented to you as we speak here, just like we had nice gifts here in the gold and silver complex. Nice gifts out there, whether it's the GDX, the miners, the actual metal itself out there. And so we're seeing some very nice moves. Now, you got gold is up $27, and King Dollar is up 28 ticks as well. Remember, I got a 10-minute delay on my U.S. dollar index out here. But let's go take a look at King Dollar and see what it is doing. And we'll go take a look at the Queen. So King Dollar here moved down into, got below the 0.786 retracement of its last set of swing points from low to high. That was the June 13th low all the way to the high that was put in on July 9th out here. Friday's candle, not bullish at all. Now we're seeing a little bit of a morning star reversal, setting up support at $80.89. But, you know, what is important is for you to recognize the change in trend that, yes, the metals can move higher and the U.S. dollar index can move higher, because it does look like the U.S. dollar index now will go ahead and at least get a bounce underway. That bounce here underway will be 8.618 retracement from high to low. What we're taking a look at here is a move up to about the $83.41 range. That's coming now off of the high from July 9th down to the low last Thursday out at $80.89 out there inside the market. Let's go take a peek in, as long as we're inside the currency market. Let's go take a look at the Queen. Let's go see what the Queen Mum here as doing the euro. I guess it's really not the Queen Mum, because that would be the pound, wouldn't it? But as we do take a look here at the euro, it made its 100% move of a move, getting back to that June 19th candle session. The high out there, which has not been tested, 1.3415. So long as the euro gets below, when it does get below that June 19th swing point, that'll be rejection of that 100% move, which would be a close below 1.3260. Until that happens, yes, it's bearish reversal signals out here from the last 2 days. You had a nice dark cloud cover candle on Friday, and in today's candle is some additional conviction to the downside. I like to see it get outside of that swing point bar, which is, again, the low is 1.3260, and that has not taken place here just yet. We've got the Dow off 39 points, S&P down 5, Composite down about 90 cents. Be right back, folks.
You take a hands-on approach to managing your investment strategy. You're always looking for the next trading opportunity to magnify your perspective. Direction Shares connects sophisticated traders with a powerful array of ETFs from a wide range of asset classes. The markets may go up and down, and you want tools for both sides of the trade. Discover how we can help at DirectionShares.com today. An investor should consider the investment objectives, risks, charges, and expenses of the Direction Shares carefully before investing. The prospectus and summary prospectus contain the this and other information about Direction Shares. To obtain a prospectus or summary prospectus, please contact Direction Shares at 800-851-0511. The prospectus or summary prospectus should be read carefully before investing. An investment in the funds is subject to risk, including the possible loss of principal. The funds are designed to be utilized only by sophisticated investors such as traders and active investors employing dynamic strategies. Investors in the fund should understand the consequences of seeking daily investment results, understand the risk of shorting, and intend to actively monitor and manage their investments. Distributor Foreside Fund Services, LLC. David White's newsletter, The Technology Insider, is focused like a laser on finding the next big things in technology. If you had invested only $10,000 in Microsoft in 1986, you'd have been a millionaire by 2000. Disruptive technology like Microsoft's is the key to these massive long-term profits, and the Tech Insider is the vehicle from TFNN to capitalize on these opportunities. This is the go-to newsletter that identifies, monitors, and profits on mostly little-known cutting-edge companies with great long-term prospects. David's experience is as an inventor of Emmy-winning animation products for TV and Hollywood that propelled a company public. Match that with 14 years as a full-time trader, and he's uniquely qualified to guide you through the light-speed world of ever-evolving high-tech. If you're ready to ride the next big technology bull market for less than $40 per month, log on to TFNN.com and get your 2-week free trial to the Technology Insider. Get in on the ground floor of the next big thing today.
Recently, Basil Chapman has had some outstanding trades in his newsletter, The Opening Call. Each morning by 9 a.m., Basil uploads his newsletter to the TFNN servers so that his subscribers can access his expert trading advice. Basil gives his take on the direction of key indices and updates any active trades that his subscribers are currently in. Just recently, Basil subscribers closed down a short position in Chipotle Mexican Grill, CMG, for more than an $86 profit per share, over a 20% gain in just one position. If you'd like to try out Basil Chapman's newsletter, The Opening Call, then visit the front page at TFNN.com and click Trading Newsletters. There you'll find Basil's newsletter, The Opening Call, where you can request a free sample copy. Also, don't miss Basil's program, The Tiger Technicians Hour, Monday through Friday, 11 a.m. Eastern, on TFNN.
Tom O'Brien's weekly newsletter, The Gold Report, has helped subscribers for over 10 years navigate the high-risk world of exploring and producing gold companies. And now's a great time to sign up for a free month-long trial to see the kind of insight that Tom delivers for his subscribers on a weekly basis. Every Monday, Tom O'Brien issues a quick update on the metal market, giving you his take on the HUI, XAU, GLD, dollar, bonds, and much more. Tom follows Monday's update with a full gold report, which is delivered to subscribers Tuesday afternoon with detailed coverage of 24 separate gold or metal stocks, as well as another 10 to 15 stocks that he lets you know are on his potential watch list. Get your month-long free trial to the Gold Report today by visiting the front page of TFNN.com. Don't spend another year navigating the metal markets on your own. Act early in 2013 and make the most of your gold and metal market investments.
Catch the Money Masters as they teach you the art of mastering money when it comes to trading and investing. Next on TFNN.
Welcome back, folks. The Dow is down 27 points right now. The S&P is off 3. Composite is up about 2. Russell 2000 up 85 cents. And while we were on break there, I wasn't able to go back and adjust my trade here on the ES Money. I did go ahead and take a long trade this morning. Always nice to start off your Monday here, especially as we come into the hour here. You know, having the market going and picking some fruit off of my money tree. Now, my stop that I had in place on this thing here, my exit, I should say, was right here as it was making a 100% move coming into the swing point at 2:30 this morning. The low of that was 1685. The top of that was 1687. I had just automatically preset to go ahead and exit the trade at 1684. 50 out there right now. It's trading at 1684.75. Nice green candle, but certainly coming into an area that may act as a resistance. 1688, 1690 may still be in the cards out there, but now I'm just going to sit here and wait for the short side of the trade to set up. So we'll just simply watch to see how this here trades, because really you've got the trend that has changed, and selling these rallies is really what it's all about. So the question is just, where is it that you go ahead and put on the trade? And I don't know that just yet is the spot for it, but, you know, when you take a look at managing trades, make sure that you are aware of the swing points, and that's kind of hard when I'm multitasking doing a show to be doing a number of things, such as putting in maybe a little bit more of a trailing stop or what have you, but there's never anything wrong with taking a profit. So if you're in stocks and you're seeing some nice profits, you know, you always have different options. One of those options is taking your principal off the table, letting something run. Another option is just simply taking your profits. Don't ever complain about making money, because that's all this is. This is a money business and a money game, and that's really what the objective is out there. So we take a look here at the markets back over in Germany right now. You've got the DAX. It just turned slightly positive. Let's go peek around the world and see what it is that we have going on out here right now. Over in Germany, you've got that 0.786 Gartley sell pattern. That is still in play. Now, the Gartley sell pattern here has really formed on July 22nd, so you can see for a period of, 3 weeks now, 2 to 3 weeks, the market here has really been moving sideways. No real breakdown inside of the DAX. This pattern here looking very similar to the old pattern that was inside the Qs way back before the May 22nd time frame out here. What I'm referring to is you got this nice little gap up on inside the DAX from July 11th, which was tested. So the 8137-ish area is an area of support, and the DAX has not moved down there. So the DAX does not look extremely vulnerable or weak just here, other than the fact that it's got a 0.786 Gartley sell pattern that must be respected, should be respected out here. If we take a look at the Nikkei last night, it was trying to go ahead and move a bit higher, but no, it moved lower. It's now below the B point. I don't have the volume, unfortunately, on the Nikkei, but is below the B point of an A to B equals CD down. That is the low of July 30th, 13,613.78 out there, and that's coming off of the high of July 19th out here, out at 14,953. So the Nikkei would be setting up a nice 0.786 Gartley buy pattern right around 12,958, 13,129, 12,764. It's going to be somewhere inside that area. If we take a look at the B to C swing point, let's see what kind of expansion numbers we can get, Fibonacci numbers. So a real nice actual Gartley buy pattern at the price level of 13,087. So let's go ahead. We'll draw that pattern in here, and then we'll keep paying attention to it as the Nikkei forms this. I wouldn't set up so 13,087 right here would be, I guess I drew it a little bit lower than that. Folks, thanks so much for being here. If you're off to start your Monday, have a marvelous Monday, and I look forward to seeing you in the morning or in just a few minutes. Take care, folks. What's the one thing that pulls people back from the breakthrough that they're moving towards? What's the only thing that really stops people from taking action? You and I both know the answer, and sure, we can come up with the reasons why we're not where we want to be, but the only reason that we don't do more with our life is fear. Or if you're an overachiever, call it stress. Simply put, there's something that happened to us in our past that's holding us back from the life we deserve, yet you and I are okay, we're here. So why should we let our past control our future? Exactly. We shouldn't. Hi, I'm Steve Rhodes with TFNN.com, and when it comes to your trading and investing, I can help you overcome your fear of loss. Together, we'll turn weakness into strength with a system I've developed called Mastering Probability. I'll teach you how to make your money work harder for you than you do for it. I'll teach you the tools that provide financial freedom. Go to the homepage of TFNN.com, click on my name, Steve Rhodes, and begin your journey of mastering probability risk-free. It's time to become a pioneer of your future versus a prisoner of your past.